Okay. Welcome, everyone. This is Aunt Donna, and I want to welcome everyone to our Lohr Reunion. And our Lohr Reunion consists of Lohr, Nimitzek, Brooks, Hanley, Nardi, Breslin, Viterini, Broglin, Rourke, Stevens, Riggins, Ott, and Exel. I hope everyone will have a great time. I will try to go through these pictures as I can. This is Eileen Bangard, James Bangard, Alma Bangard. This is Eileen Bangard, Eileen and Alice May, Eileen Bangard, our mother, my mother. That's Eileen. We don't know who took these photos. She must have gone with a photographer. That's all I can tell you. This is the Bangard family. Alma, the father, I believe, James. That's my mother. Eileen Bangard graduating. Eileen Bangard. Eileen Bangard and Trixie, their dog, and Alice, Grandmom Alma's sister. Grandmom and Eileen Bangard when she was a baby. She has the widow's peak, which Aunt Terry has, Eileen and Alma. This is Alma Bangard. She was a beautiful woman. She always had her furs. That, I believe, is her first husband, John. That's Pappy John and Alma Donahue. And that's Grandma Alma with her bird, Spoogie. She always had a parakeet, and she always had furs around her neck. There she is with probably foxes hanging on her neck. I don't know. And the same with Grandma Alma and Pappy John. He was her second husband. And there we are with the birds. They are a bird family. And there she is riding a horse. So she could do anything. Must have been a Christmas. And that was another holiday event at the Lohr residence. And they're the diarrhea sisters. There's Betty, Alma, and Beth. And there they are again. There's four sisters, Betty, Alma, Beth, Grace. Well, there's three of them. That's my mother in the middle, and Aunt Betty and Alma. There's a picture of me when I was a baby with Grandma Alma. And I don't know who those other people are. And that is me. That's Johnny, my brother Johnny with Grandma. That's Aunt Betty. Crazy Aunt Betty, we always called her. And that was at Grandma Alma's house in Pennsylvania. It was one of her birthday celebrations. There's Aunt Betty with Grandma. And we had, I think that was her 95th birthday, perhaps. That was all in Myersdale. And there's the whole crew, Jimmy Hyatt, Dorina, Jimmy, and the group. I can't remember all these people. And there's Megan and I think Eileen. We all went up there for her birthday. There's me with Grandma. I think that may have been her 95th. And there's more cousins. That's Shirley Hill. She was a cousin. Her mother was a sister to Grandma Alma. And there we were at a bar, naturally, and we were celebrating something. And there's me with Grandma Alma. This is Aunt Peggy with Grandma and me. It was for her birthday. And this is the group. We were all there for her birthday. Jimmy Hyatt, Dorena, and there's my mother and Bob Cox and Jimmy Dickey. And there's Bob and Jimmy Hyatt and Dave Exel. And this is another photograph we had of the party. We had good times. There's me with my cousin Nancy Jean. And there's another shot from in the kitchen. We had a party. And there's Grandma Malma and Aunt Betty, and there's Bean Pop in the background. And that's the house that my great-grandfather built at 116 Salisbury Street, Myersdale. And that's another shot of James Hyatt's, one of his sons, Jason. And there's Jimmy, me, and Grandma Malma. And there's a picture of Grandma Malma holding my son, Johnny. And that's her son, James Bangard, my mother's brother. And that's my mother in her graduation gown. And that's my mother with a dog. I don't know whose dog, but... Oh, that's a 5th year reunion, a 5-generation reunion. That's Laura, Grandma Malma's holding, and that's a picture of me and my brother, Johnny. And that's another family photo we had taken, I think, at Aunt Peggy's house of all of us kids. And there's Grandma Malma again. She was very photogenic, not like me. And that's Nancy Jean as a baby with Grandma Malma. And there's Bob and Grandma Malma. We took her out of the nursing home. She had a wonderful time that time. We took her over to Myersdale. And that's Aunt Grace, Mrs. Peterson, and my grandmother, Lohr. That's my dad, Ellsworth Lohr, and me, and a little puppy. I don't know where the dog came from. And that's his brother, Kenneth Lohr. He passed away in a car accident at Carl's Corner when he was 21. And that's me and my mother. That's my grandmom, Lohr. That must have been taken in Garrett County, Pennsylvania. And that is my grandmother, Lohr, with somebody, I don't know. That's my mother with my brother, Johnny, when he was a baby. And that's a picture. I know the people, but I don't know who they are. That's my mother and Johnny, my brother. And that's me, and that's my grandmom, Lohr. Maggie Lohr, I should say, because her name's Margaret. And that's another picture of me and my grandmom, Lohr. There's me and Terry. Everybody knows these pictures, I'm sure. And this is a collage I tried to make up many years ago, and how we were all related, and that's been quite a few years ago. And that we know who those people are: John, Sylvia, me, Nancy, Mike. That's my dad. He caught a fish. He was quite a fisherman. Loved it. And that's Mike and John. They were not happy campers that day. And that's Bob and I with our dog, Brady. Brady. Did I say Mike?
No,
Oh, that's Grandmom, Peggy, and me. That's Mike and Terry at Lake Nummi. So you know how long ago that was. Of course, that's Bean Pop and me. And that's a family portrait of the Nimizek. And that's Nancy and I at a Christmas function. Chrissy and Laura when they were babies. Not babies, young girls. That's my father, me, and Grandma Lohr. They took me to Philadelphia, and we always went up there. That's a picture on our back step. I think that's me, and I don't know. There's me, Aunt Betty, and my mom. There's Uncle Joe and me, Joe Nardi. He was just a ball of fire, and that was the Nardi clan right there. And the kids, the cousins, when they were all little, that was taken at Grandma Lohr's house. And there's another picture of all of us together. And that was at Aunt Peggy's wedding, 2 Moros. There's Aunt Marie and Peggy and me. And there's Aunt Betty with Reagan. That's such a sweet picture. And that's Brooke and me when she graduated 8th grade and she made Honor Society, I believe. And there's Uncle Mike. And that's another family reunion we had down in Smithville. We had everybody together. And that, I believe, is Aunt Peggy when she was little. And that is Aunt Peggy. Oh, and this is a picture of me, Johnny, and Aunt Peggy. And that's a picture of me taken at a cutout in Wildwood, like I had a body, haha. And that's another shot of me. I don't want to be a man. And there's me and Nancy. That was a church. That's Nancy Jean and me. I think that's Betty. Oh my God, that's me. My father always gave me permanence. Look at that frizzy hair. Oh, that's me at my 50th birthday party the kids had for me at Goodfellas. I think that's me. Grandma, Bob, and I. Bob and I, obviously. That's Aunt Thelma and me, and they had given me a chocolate ice cream cone and it was smeared all over my face. That's Nellie. I don't know how she's related, and that's my brother Johnny. That was right before he was killed. That's my Grandma Lohr, her father and mother, and me. And same here. Grandma Lohr. And that's Grandma Alma, me, and Johnny. That's me when I was 13. I remember that shot. That was at Rolls Court where Grandma lived. That's my mother and me. That's Grandma Maggie Lohr. That's Pitiful Pearl. That's me. That's me playing the accordion. That's me as well. Same here. Mike and me. Nancy and me at my 60th birthday, I believe. Grandma Alma and me. We were in a photo booth, I think in Wildwood. There's Bob Cox. We had a Christmas party down at the old house. It's my mom and dad. John, and Mike, and Eric probably. Eric and I. In our old house. There's my mother. Uncle Mike plays Santa Claus. That's me sitting on his lap. That was in the basement of our house on Road. That's Grandma when she came, when Bob Cox came down. They had a bad storm and he stayed over. That's Mike when he was young. Laura and Chrissy. Terry and Aunt Betty. That must be Brooke, Reagan, and Melena. There's Melena. The family portrait. Mike and Reagan when they were little, when she was little. Mom and Bob when they got married, Bob Cox. The fifth generation, that was Laura, and she was a baby. Betty and Terry. Grandma Maggie. Lohr. Me and Michael when his first Christmas. Nancy's second birthday. Grandma Maggie, me, and Johnny, and Peggy. Me with Michelle at a New Year's Eve party at Aunt Peggy's. Dave and Laura's wedding, October the 2nd. That was at Michelle Rourke's wedding, I believe, at the DuPont Hotel. That was Michelle's wedding with Aunt Betty. Kathy's wedding with Taylor at 5 Points, I believe. That was me, Aunt Peggy, and Mike, John, and Beth. There's Bob Todd, my husband. That was when Aunt Betty got married. It's my dad and mom and me and John in the background. My grandma Lohr, me and Johnny, my brother. My mom and dad. My cousin Nancy, she came down. We went to Wildwood with Grandma Alma. My father, with a beer in his hand as usual. They were family, Belmar Park. That's our dog Bunky. We went to Wildwood Crest for a week there. That was the family, my grandma Lohr. That was my father, but we don't know who that woman is he's with. my father. I'm not sure. There's Grandmom Lohr in there. I'm not sure who the rest of the people are. And my father riding a horse, probably a little drunk at that point. That's his mother, I believe. No, his grandmother. I think that's his grandmother. That's my grandmother, Lohr, and me. And Grandma Alma and Eileen and James, her son. Grandma Lohr and Ann Kamek. I'm not sure how she's related. She's a cousin somewhere along the line. Grandma, me, Johnny, and Grandma, my grandmother, my mother. Grandmother Lohr and her cousin. I'm not sure of all those people in that picture. My great-grandfather and his wife, and he was born in Scotland. That's Grandmom Lohr and me as a child. That's another group of people related to us. Same here. She's another relative, but we don't know her last name or where she came from. It's an old-time picture of us kids. That's me. Bob Cox and Eileen, my mother, taken in Johnstown. It's Johnny, me, and Peggy. Terry. That's Terry with a bird on her head. Must have been one of Grandmom's birds. That's a birthday party. Me, Mike, and John. There's Terry. That's Terry Lynn. Mom and Terry when Terry graduated from nursing. That's Grandmom Lohr with Joe Kamek. He's married to Ann, but I don't know the other people. There's Eileen, Terry, and I think John Breslin at a birthday party in Smithville. There's Grandmom Alma and me. That's Jimmy Dickey. Jimmy Hyatt and Dorena. That's Megan Exel when she was little. Eileen. Dave, and I think that may be Katie. He's holding Katie. There's Ryan. Katie. That was a party at our house, I think, for Aunt Peggy. That was another picnic we had at Terry's house on Hitchner Avenue. That's Kathy. It's my Grandmom Lohr having a good time on a New Year's Eve party, but I don't know who the man is. That's Terry and my dad, Pappy John. That's Grandmom and my mother. My mother and me. My mother with Johnny. Me, Johnny, and Peggy. Me, Johnny, and Peggy. Joe Nardi and Aunt Betty. That's Betty. Ryan and Joey Nardi. Dave Axel. Megan, and I don't know who she's with. That's another birthday in Myersdale. It's Michelle Rourke when she was young. Eileen Mary. I think that's Katie. Michelle and Taylor. Eileen, John, and Eileen. Was at a picnic at Aunt Peggy's. Here's Eileen and Katie. That's Megan. That's Bob and Terry. Another one with Grandma Alma and me and Johnny. That was my wedding dress with Betty and Terry. And my brother John and Nellie. She's related to us, but I'm not sure. That's my dad when he was young. That's Aunt Betty when she was young. And again, Betty. And us kids, when we moved in with Grandma Alma at Rolls Court, and there's Peggy. And there's me and Johnny when he was a baby. And my Johnny there. Aunt Peggy with Ryan and Chrissy. She's holding on her laps. Mom and Terry and Betty. The kids in the background. Aunt Betty when she was young. Peggy when she got married to Milt Morrow's. There's Peggy, Joe, and I believe that's Eileen. And there's Peggy in my red prom dress. Oh, God. And another family picture of the Diarrhea Sisters. And that was when I got married to Bob. And that's Joe Nardi dressed as Santa Claus with Howard and Barry Skull. And Grandmom with Terry, Michael, and Johnny. And Chrissy with John, or Sylvia with John, and Chrissy and Laura. And there's Betty. And that's Mary, and I think that was when she got married to Julio. And Bob and I when we got married. And Betty with Bob playing Budman.